Shout out to Craig Jarrett for sending me this story that is coming out of Cobb County, Georgia, where you have this individual right here by the name of Ty Holder, who is a 17-year-old who literally has got his, I guess maybe possibly his first real stamp in his passport, his palm colored passport of privilege, because it says, they said, as white domestic terror thrives, teen who threatened to get gun and kill everyone is released. This is exactly what, see, they keep proving my point. This is exactly why, and what I said, they will continue to turn a blind eye to all of their debauchery. And when someone gets shot or something or someplace gets shot up, most likely could be by him, then they want to worry. That's why I always say when it comes to these mass shooters, we need to look into the past and see what did they do? What was their life like before, or what led up to this? You saw what happened with the Dayton, Ohio shooter. When they got into his past, this man had a whole kill list and a whole rape list when he was in high school. And what did he do a few years later? He shot up an entire club, a bar, killing 9 people. I can see that this one right here is probably no different. And I bet you if you dig into the past of that El Paso shooter, you find the same thing. It's a pattern. It reads, America repeatedly shows that some lives are more important for it to protect and preserve than others after a white teen student received preferential legal treatment despite showing obvious signs of being dangerously violent in his school. On August 6, 17-year-old Ty Holder was arrested after showing up for class drunk at his Cobb County, Georgia high school. First off, he's a minor. Why are you intoxicated? According to WSB-TV, when an assistant principal confronted him during second period, police said Holder kicked the administrator in the groin. Reports also show that after kicking the assistant principal, he threatened other school officials as well as fellow students, saying, when I get out, I'm going to go get a gun and come back and kill everyone. This is who they decided to release back out into the streets. A person that not only assaulted an administrator, but also openly threatened school officials and students with killing them, and you let them back out? So I'm guessing if we hear about a school shooting that comes out of Cobb County, Georgia, that it happens at this Cobb County high school, we'll know who it came from. It says viral video showed Holder in handcuffs outside of his high school kicking violently at an unidentified man as a police officer and another man tried to hold him back. They gave him way too many chances. But we already know why. They got to preserve his future. He might be a little demon child, but maybe they can pray the demon out of him, exorcise it out of him. A tiger does not change its stripes, and a leopard does not remove its spots. That's the best analogy that I can give for this one. The assistant principal has had to be treated at the hospital for his injuries. WSB reported that Holder was charged with several crimes, including terroristic threats, alcohol possession on public school grounds, battery of a teacher, and simple battery of an officer. He was initially held without bond. On Monday, in peak white privilege fashion, a judge decided to reconsider Holder's bond and lowered it to $10,000, which allowed him to be bailed out by a family member, and he was taken to a mental health facility to be treated. All that means is he can pull his best Academy Award winning performance, pretend that he's well, get out, go back to that school with the actual guns this time, and go off, with his terroristic ways. That generous decision was made despite the recent spat of mass shootings and domestic terrorism being committed at the hands of white males whose profile seems to match up quite well with Holder's. The Cobb County School District responded to the incident in a statement praising the officials at Walton High School. Staff in Cobb schools are trained in prevention and intervention best practices and care about the welfare of every student in the district. Walton High School staff responded quickly and appropriately and did what they had been trained to do. Prioritize every student's safety while keeping the focus on teaching and learning. Though this story seems to have a happy ending for Holder, There have been countless black teens who have lost their lives on the mere suspicion of criminality. A tragic example would be Khalif Browder, who, despite maintaining his innocence, was jailed at Rikers Island in 2010 at 16 years old after being accused of robbing a teen of his backpack. Unlike Holder's family, Browder's family could not afford bail, and he spent 3 years at the notorious jail, where he endured beatings from prison guards and inmates, as well as 400 days in solitary confinement. While charges were later dropped and he finally was released from jail, Browder suffered deep physical and psychological damage and committed suicide in 2015 at the age of 22. Like I said, he got his palm-colored passport of privilege stamped, and now he's at a mental facility where he's not going to stay for the rest of his life, but only till they see he's doing well, and then he will be back out into the society, where he will most likely be one of the next mass shooters. So I want y'all to keep a good look at this face right here and remember his name, because I would not be surprised if he ends up becoming, I'm not going to say he's going to be the next one, but if he becomes one in the future. And it doesn't even have to be at his school. It could be at some, since they, going with the whole Wally World, it could be at a local Walmart. I'm just saying.